Attention internet lovers, Article 11 and Article 13, now known as Article 15 and 17, have been passed in the EU Parliament with the directive being finalized on the past 15th of April. So, ladies and gentlemen, shiznits are about to hit the fan. Hello friends, this is Yuzi the Unicorn directly from Area 71 Unicorn District. So, first off, hashtag save your internet. Also, hashtag save the memes. Votation for the articles took place in past, even though 13 members of the European Parliament pressed the wrong button. That's right. 13 ministers representing you, the European citizen, just happened to press the wrong button in the European Council while voting. Come on, you had one job. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is how your laws are being made now.
What a dream, dear citizens of the world. Your daily oxygen intake will now be taxed. Wrong button. Whoopsie!
The finalization of the directive took place on the Agriculture and Fisheries Council. So, ministers of agriculture just sealed the deal on upload filters. So it's pretty much set in stone by the pros now. The articles will be implemented in the next 2 years across all member states.
Behold the great firewall of Europe.
So, just in case you've been living under a potato, basically, Article 13, now Article 17, will force platforms to be legally responsible for any copyrighted content they host and will be held accountable for any intellectual property violation. As you know, YouTube is a platform that already has its own system of monitoring and fairly used copyrighted content called Content ID, in which the copyright holders get to choose what they want to do with the unfair use of their material.
Yes, let's make that, but worse.
The European Union will now force YouTube to extreme measures in which a poop ton of the content will simply not be displayed to anyone in the EU, because they are now be held accountable for the copyright infringement and not the uploader. And Article 11, now Article 15, is all about the link tax,
Yes, it's a tax for linking.
which is none other than to pay a fee for simply sourcing an article owned by one of these major media corporations' websites. So news articles aggregators like Google News, for instance, will now have to be licensed to simply post the link to these news articles. And most likely, only big platforms will be able to afford this. If you're a news commentator or a small blog sourcing your content from the big guys, and you may ask, who the heck is behind this mumbo-jumbo flub-dub? Well, it's the epic capitalist clash of titans. Major corporation giants like record labels, TV channels, movie studios, game development companies, and mainstream news publishers versus social media platforms Google, YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, you name it. Now, we have media industry titan wanting to put a muzzle on social media titan since it can damage their profits by freely sharing their stuff. Because it's a new day and age, and studies already hint that the tendency is the internet to surpass TV in terms of overall usage in the next few years. And physical music albums are not being sold anymore. And physical newspapers are not being read as much, etc., etc. Yeah, you get the gist. And now you may ask,
Why should this shenanigan matter for content creators outside the EU?
Well, since some of their content will probably be unavailable to any European citizen, therefore, fewer views, so their revenue is directly affected by these measures.
But I'm an American and I'm not a content creator. Why should I care?
Well, your favorite content creators and influencers and their careers are put in jeopardy, since probably half of their audience is going to vanish. That should matter.
There's VPNs. Everyone's gonna be fine.
Yeah. And worst case scenario being VPNs being banned just like China did.
Easy. Artists need to survive.
While there might be some truth to that, artists like Dua Lipa, Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, and The Weeknd, for instance, reached their first fans through YouTube before they were even discovered by a record label. Their first fans sharing their content worked as advertisement that allowed them to be known to the public. Do you really think before the internet, artists profited more than now? I mean, let's look at BTS as an example. Do you really think a Korean boy band would be so successful and would sell out tickets wherever they go if it wasn't for internet content sharing? By the way, as you might have noticed, K-pop is a big hype now. There are issues that have been addressed concerning the K-pop industry where some artists get paid very little, and in many cases some artists and trainees even have to pay for the expenses for training, lessons, housing, food, clothing, and transportation. Not to mention the infamous slave contracts that led 3 members of a K-pop band called TVXQ take their management agency SM Entertainment to court, claiming that the agency's 13-year contract was a little bit too long, a little bit too restrictive, and gave them almost none of the profits from their success. Just take a look at the tale told by the Boy Band Con documentary that just premiered on YouTube Originals and see what bands like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC say about getting paid.
Spoiler alert!
Les Bass, member of the NSYNC and producer of the documentary, states that after 3 years of hard work with no pay, they earned a check of $10,000. Which is not even the equivalent of 3 years of a minimum wage in the United States. And we're not talking about some amateur small band, no. For those who didn't get a taste of 90s pop music, these guys were top-notch pop stars playing on MTV 24/7 with millions of albums and concert tickets being sold. So let that sink in. Make no mistake, folks, this is not about the artists. One thing is certain, this is about the corporations and the big businesses' profits. Ultimately, Article 11 and Article 13 are the seed of a capitalist system that crushes the little guy and benefits the big guy.
As it should.
What about the memes? The memes!
Well, they will most likely survive since the use of material for review, parody, satire, illustration, depiction, or educational purposes are still considered permitted use. Actually, they don't infringe on copyright, even if they do include copyrighted stuff. Let's hope that doesn't change either. Well, we never know, right? Some questions remain. Will YouTube channels, vlogs, and websites about things like gaming, music covers, reactions, and product reviews survive? Well, that's something no one seems to have an answer to. Will all these be under the umbrella of permitted use? Will the filters actually be able to identify what is permitted use and what isn't? Actually, no one seems to know exactly what this type of technology will look like, since it's apparently nothing like anything that exists in the given moment. Even YouTube and the other social media platforms seem confused to what exactly will these filters look like in action. So, let's invest in original, independent work to protect ourselves, and so YouTube doesn't turn into a major corporate haven, and so that the independent artists like us can be properly rewarded without someone crawling through their pockets. Am I right?
Dear YouTubers, podcasters, bloggers. So you thought you could earn a living without us? And on top of that, by reusing the work of our own slaves.
Get a proper job. We got plenty of bathrooms to be cleaned.
Oh! Girl, I broke a nail.
Shut up!
What the are you doing?
It's just in case.